From the newest underground hip-hop music to artist interviews, once again, it's time for the Dominion Podcast with your hosts, The Observatory, Ekim Reinal of B-Boy Media Group, our Vice Chancellor of Creative Defense, Sharvin, Queen Sarabi, and supervillain extraordinaire Lotus Luthor.
We sitting here with my man Yosh from 4-Bar, yo.
Building.
Yosh in the
What's
building.
happening?
What's going on, man?
Happy to be here with you guys. Can't wait for the conversation. We have a lot to unpack.
Yeah.
So I'm ready to go.
Yeah, man.
And how you guys doing?
It's
Luthor, Ekim, you guys are good?
Yeah, man. Everything's great,
Yeah.
man. Everything's great. Everything.
Yeah, man. The Observatory doing a whole lot of observing these days.
Hey.
You know what I mean?
It's a lot to
Hey,
observe,
it's a
too.
balance.
Man.
Yo.
Yeah, man. Y'all got a lot happening at the 4-Bar, man. I got to ask
Man.
you this, though. I want to start with a question, man. How did you come up with the concept, man, for 4-Bar, man?
I love the question. For years, I was, just rapping on my own, And the thing that I loved the most was like the entendres, the play on words, the double meanings, like all the things that just, that the lyrical acrobatics, of course, with meaning and stuff like that behind it. But I just felt like people, they would tune in for maybe a verse or they would listen lightly, and most people were missing the bars. So
Yeah.
and that really bothered me, because I was like, with the shortening attention span, which was already happening. This was in 2017 when the idea came to be. I was actually working on this social app called Icebreak with a friend of mine, and I had stopped rapping for a year. Like until that point, since I was 17 years old till I think I was like 24, 25, I'd been rapping like every day, just like always working on the craft. And then I said, if I'm gonna take this seriously, I'm gonna totally put this aside. I'm gonna just do this. And when I come back home, I was living in Chicago for a little bit, and we were kind of pushing the app. I was going to a college out there, Loyola College. I think they went far into
Okay.
March Madness actually one year, so shout out to them. But I was like pushing the app there and just meeting students and things like that. But when I came back to Montreal, where I'm from, I was talking with my brother Mitch, and actually he's always been with me for the music stuff, even before 4-Bar. Now he's deputy commissioner. And I was telling him, like, if I come back to the music stuff, which I obviously want to do, I want people to really hear it. So maybe we just give them the best 4 bars, Originally I said 4 to 8, like maybe 4 to 8 bars,
Yeah.
And then the idea quickly became, 4 bars. That's like the shortest musical phrase. That's one loop. And because I just been
Word
working
up.
on the app, my mind was thinking in terms of apps. So the first thought was, well, let's make that an app, a platform where people could choose a beat, write their shit, with the beat looping, record it, and then post it. So the original idea was the 4-Bar app. That's how it all started,
Okay.
as the
bet.
base molecule.
Dominion has a video game backdrop where yours has like a sports backdrop. You must be a sports guy. That's what I'm wondering. Like if you,
Totally.
yeah.
From like 4 years old to now, team sport has been like my everything until I found rap. You know what I mean? So those two fused, and I only told you the beginning of the idea, which was the initial, like the 4-Bar format, but then turning that 4-Bar format into the game format. So like you said, so competitive sport, that was always something that meant so much to me.
Yeah.
But what I loved about the hip hop was that not only did it kept that competitive flair for me. It just felt like you got to keep that pen sharp, and you're competing. You're playing against others. And then on top of that, I just thought that it was such a powerful medium to express yourself. Like, communication is everything, and to be able to say something that makes you feel a way or gives you shivers, you know what I mean? Like, that feeling is undeniable.
It's this feeling when the certain shit, you know what I'm saying? Like the ugly, you get the ugly face. That's crazy, man. It must be a natural human reaction when someone says some type of dialogue to make an ugly face when it's like, oh my God.
But not everybody has it. Like, I think it goes over many heads, but for hip hoppers, you know what I mean? But like when you hear that bar that just like, you could have heard the concept a million times, but then it's just the way that it's said over a certain beat.
Yeah,
it's like,
that's what it is, man. That's what it is. Storytelling does it for me. Like I'm I'm an MC that enjoys, like, I like to hear storytelling. That's why I kind of rank Nas really high, cause like he's an amazing storyteller, and I rate Slick Rick pretty high also. And so like I'm amazed about how I'm amazed by how I'm lost in the story. I've kind of forgot that you're rhyming. Like that's kind of my thing.
Wow.
Everybody got different, you know what I mean? What kind of makes him like, damn, like how is he still talking about this same shit and this still, you know,
totally.
like it's just,
I'm excited just thinking about different kinds of things that fire me up. Like I can be listening to like Fred the Godson, just bars that are just, oh my God, all are just like major knockout punches. And then you have like someone like Eminem on let's say on Infinite, his first album, where he had like a track like 313. I don't know if you guys remember or heard it.
I know exactly. Man.
Yeah. I think in nowadays, what really hits me the most is when it's a mix of like something real, like when Jay-Z said, I had it laid out for you, knew what the plan was. 300 mil later, now you understand us. And not for the flex, but the flex is dope too.
I feel what you're saying.
Yeah.
He portrayed it the way he portrayed it on paper. I feel what you're saying. Yeah.
And that it's like, and that's real to him. He's not just saying that, it's not just metaphorical. He actually did that. You know what I mean? I'm really big on positivity and positive messages. I wish, some of these huge artists that have such a platform used it a little more for the good. But I think that too, when you can mix it in with a positive message. So maybe, with some storytelling, with some puns, mix it all together, Luthor. We'll
mix it all together some kind of way. That's right. Come up with a dope album. Yeah.
Rap gumbo.
100%. So to leave that all back, just to answer the question about the 4-bar concept, and as it went more to sport. So we started with the one-on-one 4-bar battles, like mini little battles. It wasn't disses, but it was like you had a different beat, you had a different concept.
Okay, yeah.
And then they'd go against each other just in that bite-sized 4-bar format. And so from there, it just we started saying, like, what if we could put people on the same beat, and then maybe it kind of flows together. You could string it together. And our initial team concept was like, it would be a fatal 4. So it'd be 4 guys, one from each of the 4 teams. They each get one of the 4 bars, and it makes it 16. But there were problems with that. Like, then you have players that are just waiting on the bench. There's no team chemistry. It took time to get there. But then it became, whoa, well, what if we can put, we can recreate a song. It's like, it's a parallel between a song and a sport where you have the competitive, it's 2 teams, but that you're not changing the format to the song at all. It's a 16 bar split up in 4. So it's 4 guys, chorus in the middle, and then 4 other guys making a 4-on-4 over a song.
That's that's
we
dope.
Totally understand. Yes,
we totally get it. Yeah. It's so crazy to hear somebody else articulate the exact same kind of concepts and mechanics in terms of like taking a song and breaking it in and making it like pieces of it competitive. It's crazy, but
My man. And I know you guys get it. That's why the conversations here just flow.
When was talking, I said, "Oh he understands. He totally understands."
Yeah. Now you tell me this. I think not just 4-bar and not just Dominion and not just any of these. We have seen some amazing talent on these platforms. You know what I'm saying? Yosh, what do you think we need? What is it that you think our platforms need, man, to make it to the next level? You know what I'm saying? Let me just tell you, it's room for all of us, man. And you know what I'm saying? I think it's room for
man.
And each one of us
Lotus.
has something different. You feel me? Each one of us has something different. You know what I'm saying? We got different ways that we kind of rise up through the ranks. We got different ways. To me, it's like the difference between, you got racquetball, you have, tennis, you have football, you know what I'm saying? And it's room for all of the sports, you know what I'm saying?
Oh,
totally. But my question to you, Yosh, and like, I really want to know, how do these platforms like 4-bar, like a Dominion, like a Straight 16 get to the next level?
I think that as we continue to build on our concepts, I think our formats are really getting, we're working out all the kinks, all the rules. You know what I mean? Your branding is terrific. I'm very happy with how our branding's looking. Like you said, there's the differences. You guys are the apex, the alpha lion. I love that direction. Straight 16, they've got the firehouse. They, so
right.
Bars kept. It's the keys, and then 4-bar is the league where we're making everything. We're branding it as major leagues, team sport with, trades and players and playing cards and all that shit,
Yeah.
And I think that the whole ecosystem works together where it's like you can, win a 4-bar game and then the MVP gets to spit a verse to try out for the Apex, or you could try out at the Firehouse and they got the farm teams and then their best team comes to the majors, or there's just a million different ways to combine and bring us all together.
That's interesting.
Yeah. I think I got a nickname for you, bro. I'm gonna start calling you Yoshi Collinsworth, bro. You know Chris Collinsworth? Yeah, bro. That's my man. I love Chris Collinsworth, man. He is so interesting. Look at shit. I love Chris Collinsworth, but yeah, Yoshi Collinsworth, bro.
Yeah.
I appreciate that, bro. So I think in terms of just continuing to always, create together. I'm big into science. It's just like a little side thing, but I remember it was you guys and Barkeepers were born, if I'm not mistaken, the exact same day, May the 4th, 2020. Am I?
That is correct.
Correct in saying that?
100% correct. Yes, sir. Yeah.
And the signs are crazy because 4 bars always like May the 4s be with you. That we put off the Star Wars. and I knew then that we had this was like brother platforms for good. I didn't know how it was gonna go, but I just believed from just that sign. I was like, oh, there's something special is gonna build for me. And from right away, I was like, oh, Dominion's doing it right. I really like what Bars Kept was doing. This is special. This is spiritual. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Yeah. I feel like the direction that we're taking. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about Dominion now. Like the fact that we can talk with you guys. You know what I'm saying? I felt like at one point, probably early in all of our platforms, of course we were trying to build a platform, you know what I'm saying? And so
you're gonna guard the Coke formula.
At each other of course we might have looked at each other like competition a little bit. But I think now with the maturity that all the platforms have, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Salute the fucking Barkeepers, man. They just went, 280 weeks straight or something. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. Salute to them. You know what I'm saying? You just had your anniversary. I just saw Straight 16. These guys get together and make music. This is what it's really all about, bro. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I'm hoping that dope content is being made. I hope that dope music is being made. You know what I mean? So that's really it. That's really all it is about, man.
And I love your angle because you guys are now taking more of an approach of, talk around the sports first. I would say, right? Like you guys are centering your games around first, like a really strong, talk community, which I think is super dope, and just plays even more into a different angle for the communities that adds more, symbiotic feelings. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I feel like, I don't want to speak for Ekim and all, but I would say we feel like the Dominion is like the YMCA. You know what I'm saying? Like you can come in, you know what I mean, and play basketball. You know what I mean? And you can fight hard in the gym. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But we also have a wellness center over here. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Where you can find out how to release your project, or you know what I'm saying, or work with Quake Mob, and you can really, we want to have a platform where we're selling exclusive music on in addition to the games that we're playing too. You see what I'm saying? We kind of look at Dominion like that. You know what I mean? Now, don't come on the court and without, you know what I'm saying, without knowing how to play. You know what I'm saying? Don't come on the court without knowing how to play. I mean,
especially Sunday afternoon court whenever it's the best ballers are coming to play.
You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, you can come get you a nice meal at Dominion also. You see what I'm saying? So, and that's what I mean. We're all kind of different. That's why I say I don't think it's competition anymore at this point. I think we can help each other. I actually think we can help each other, bro.
I always did, and I truly do believe that there is definitely a way for us to, just continue to deepen collaboration, deepen relationships.
Yeah.
And it's so cool that to see the different platforms and the different visions that they have for their platforms. Yeah. And again, like you said, we can all eat. There's room for all of us. It's
That's right.
it's something where it's not going to be one of us. If one goes, we're all going to go. And I believe that, so and to go back to answer your question, because again, when there's such good,
I know we all over the place,
talk,
but
that's all good. It back. But I think what we need, if we were to look at it, and I'm not saying it has to be right now, because I think we're all still growing in a natural, organic way, but I think viewership is the only thing that changes what we're doing from it being something, because
right.
Because we're really all getting there. I think we're all really figuring out our formats, and there's definitely an audience. And it's just like, okay, how do we now establish an audience? We've got the retention, all of us, from the artists, and we're attracting the best. But how do we now attract just the fans that are gonna, just pump some fuel into all of this? You know what I mean?
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. The way that I've described this in the past is, when you go in the 4-bar gym, they're playing a Hall of Fame game. They're playing a Hall of Fame game, but there's hardly anybody in the stands. Nobody's in the hardly in. That's not a slight to your. I'm just saying, we need. Totally same thing with us. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have these Battle of the Beasts where these two really talented artists are going after each other, and like only a few hundred people have seen it. How do we fix that, Yosh? You know what I'm saying? That's what like. How do we fix that, man?
I think slowly, with relationships that we're building, and we start to attract things. The more we're doing this, one thing I learned is, like, things take a lot longer than you expect them to, and when you're manifesting, it's like, you know what I mean? Like, you thought it was gonna be, now it's a million more mountains, where you keep getting to peaks, thinking that's the peak that you need to get to. And so you got there, but
another one that
there's another one that starts.
You got to go down and then go up another one. Yeah.
But I know we're in the right place. I was talking with Genesis the God about this too. We had a very
shout out to Genesis the God. Peace.
Absolutely. The ciphers and everything was so raw, and the Wild West, and then it kind of like formed into this billion-dollar industry. And this is kind of like the digital underground. We're restarting. We're the main characters now, and it's a long grind at the beginning. But once that hockey stick happens, the thing that excites me the most when I go quiet for a little bit and then I come back is seeing, like, everybody's still here. We're all still pushing. We all leveled up. Everyone's looking better, rapping better, graphics are better. You know what I mean? The vision's more strong.
That's crazy. You know what's crazy, man? I think every league owner feels that we like, okay, man, we got to wrap this up with a season, man. And then you be like, shit, man, there's other shit going on, man. They still gonna rock with us and shit. And every time it's either a friend that you ain't seen in a long time, you just pick right up. What's up, man? I ain't seen you about 30 cuz. What's going on? Woo, woo, woo. And it's like y'all ain't never missed a day, man. I love that shit. I love that.
Yeah.
When the energy connects like that, there's no explanation. There's no needing to remember. It just works, and it always will. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's how I feel about that. I
think they trust us. You know what I'm saying? Like, they trust that we're trying to be fair. They trust our taste in music, for crying out loud. You know what I'm saying? Because isn't it interesting? This is honestly, I'm almost kind of dovetail a little bit, but like, isn't it interesting that we kind of like attract the exact same kind of artists? I've seen other platforms, but it's just not the same caliber. Not the same caliber of MCs at all. Okay.
They like that filet mignon.
Like, somehow,
they like that filet mignon, bro.
Like, somehow all of our platforms kind of, you know what I mean? Like, we all have like really skilled. I'm not saying everybody, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, like, if you just draw a bell curve, whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
A good chunk of the artists who are participating, are very serious about their craft, and they're always trying to improve, that kind of thing. Talk about that.
I think that it all starts with the people at the helm of these and what they're truly building. So we could have, no viewers, but if we're building a game that us as artists, we all love, because we actually built it for, when I'm building, I'm building it for myself. Like, what's going to be my playground where I can have the most fun, you know what I mean?
Where have you heard that before, Ekim Reinal? I said, I'm building the league that I want to be in. That's
what he said. Hey, man, let me tell you something.
You sound just
listening to both of y'all, man, and this been my man for about 30.
It's crazy.
Y'all have a similar vision and for nice things. Like, okay, y'all can see the same beauty and stuff, man. I noticed that about y'all too, man. Like, y'all have the same when it comes to certain stuff. So, and that, man.
Yeah.
Really appreciate
He's
that.
saying the same stuff I've told him.
Bro.
I was like, man, I want to design. I said, would I look back? Would I look if I wasn't the person running this and I was to look at it? You know what I'm saying? Would I want to join? Would I want to be?
Would I want to play?
Yeah,
would I want to play?
Totally.
Yeah.
and I get in trouble because I keep wanting to play. So like they're like, you can't play and be commissioner. But I'm like, but I'm trying. You know, I want to play.
I've been wanting to play.
I locked him in chains from the get. I said, hey man, you can't play, bro. I said, you nice. I said, if you play, it's gonna look like the game is rigged to not play. And
I'm gonna have to bring it a 4-bar then and stop me because I'm
over there and play with you. He come over there,
we got to have the uncanny X-Men or something. You know what I'm saying? I go over the 4-bar.
Come over here, whatever. Yeah. Oh my God.
Straight go over the bar. Oh man, we should think about that.
We could definitely do something.
That'd be crazy.
But I think that's the most important first question because before the fans, before any of that, how do we retain artists and make something that is truly a game that will last? And that tells me it's gonna last because our games, without I would love to pay our artists, and I'm sure you guys would too. Where it's like outside of prizes, where imagine like this could be their job.
I've talked about this book before. There's this book called Tribes by Seth Godin. I need to probably get sponsored by this guy. The guy that I done said he's talking about this shit all the time. A couple of times. I've talked about this book a couple of times.
We need a sponsorship.
All we need, any individual community, all we need is like 1,000 true fans. And when I say true fans, I mean like they read everything we put out. They watch everything we put out. If we put out merch, they purchase it. If we put out music, they purchase it. If we find 1,000 people,
1,000 real ones
that do that, you know what I'm saying? You'd be surprised what you can make a lit. I think every artist can find that for themselves. What 1,000 people, you know what I'm saying? We get caught up in thinking that we gotta attract millions or we gotta have, we gotta be as big as Drake or something like that. Like we don't, not anymore. Because we can go direct to consumer now. You see what I'm saying?
You're absolutely right. And where that 1,000 real fans beats 100,000
fickle fans,
Mayweather, fickle fans. Exactly. Exactly, so,
man.
No, it's less overwhelming when you think of it like that. You know what I mean? So I love that. And so that's it. It's like these players for our communities, they play for the love of the game, and that's we know that to be true because we can't give them the salary or the payment that we would like to give them. But they play the game out of love. So, and again, they I think they feel in us the love that we're building the game with. Yeah. So even though sometimes it gets tough, and I'm sure you've had people that don't always understand or appreciate all the work you're putting into to make it balanced and to make it work for everybody. Like last season for us, the IGL, that was the most difficult but the most important for our growth as a season. When we brought some of the different platforms together,
I remember.
And I think because of that, people took it very seriously, and it was like, I'm fighting for my platform. That's like a family. That's like this is serious. So we got tested on rules that we never fly under the rug.
The rules.
Oh my God.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
Well, hey, oh my God.
That hit home for Ekim Reinal right there.
I'm not even going to elaborate on it, man. Woo, the rules, man.
Oh my gosh, man. Anyway, continue.
This is fantastic. There's nothing else to be said, but just what we went through, and we lost 2 of the teams before the end of the season, finishing up, and we still had to finish the season and all that.
Yeah.
And but what we learned and what we've then fixed up in terms of rules that now like kind of stuck out, which is like, oh, this has to be changed, this has to be fixed. Now when we went into this 8th anniversary game, I could say like, I'm so proud to feel like it all went smooth. Like there wasn't anything to me that was like of course there's always gonna be things that you're fixing, and I wrote down a bunch of different rules that might be issues or problematic in the future, especially both of you, as you know, we're making a subjective game, not an objective game. So when it's based on words, it's never black and white. It's always going to be, nuanced. So there's always, and that's what keeps it fun too. And what keeps it that it's, even if you have a winner, you can be talking about it forever in barbershops and anywhere else. People will be talking about who won the game, But I think, just see, when you go through those kinds of periods of pain and they lead to growth if you take them the right way. And
that's basically it. Yeah.
if you could stay in there long enough and keep taking punches, and trust me, we got some heat for things that happened. But it was beautiful to see this game kind of just come out and just feel like, well, okay, like we were able to fix these things and it was smooth, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and maturity comes with that, man. This is what age and wisdom and stuff like that. Like, could you imagine us, and no disrespect to teenagers or whatever, a bunch of 19, 20, 21-year-olds, stuff go left, people bailing out, just shut the whole shit down and just, we grown men, we got to work this out. Trust me, I ain't nowhere near perfect. Nowhere near.
Right.
I'm not even trying to be perfect. Right. How about that?
If they understand that, like, the NFL in its first, like, I don't know how many seasons, they didn't even have playoffs. It was just like the best team in the regular season won. Like, if you think about how far these games had to come when people they're playing in that last season and they're thinking to themselves, you guys got in the same kind of things where artists overreact, or you're like, wow, I feel like I'm not appreciated right now. But sometimes they're not seeing that these are stepping stones for all of us to get it to that maturity that it could be, but it's still not there. You know what I mean? As much as we want, but that's part of it.
That's part of it, man. That's part of it. We had growing pains too. You know what I mean? Like we've had growing pains, man. We had to pivot on certain things. Certain things came out of customer feedback. You know what I mean? We came up with Kingdom's Choice because we wanted the people to say, y'all don't know what y'all talking about. You know what I'm saying? It was like, all right, well, let's hear what the Kingdom has to say.
Right. Hey, let me address that real quick, man.
Go ahead.
I have this album called The Sugar Hill Gang. I'm talking about the album that was really like bought. This is how long I have been, and I've been around longer than that. I always know what the fuck I'm talking about when it comes to hip hop, bro. If nothing else,
I know that's where he was
that
going.
Shit. You can ask anyone that knows me. I am the most. Hey, I ain't feeling it. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't never no. Or I'm feeling it. You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely throwback. I'll say this. Dominion has opened up my ear to some of these younger artists, and they are nice, but. I always know what the fuck I'm talking about when it comes to hip hop, fam. Always. Hold on. I need to see this shit. Yeah, dead ass, my nigga. Dead ass. Always know.
Let them know.
My bad. I had to say that.
But like that's as an example, right? Like the whole Kingdom's Choice thing. We had a season where kind of the kingdom decided, meaning we let people vote on who was the best, kind of sort of. We had a season where we did that. We had a season where certain season 2 we were kind of like doing this boss battle. We try all kind of different ways of playing the game. You know what I'm saying? We try all different ways of judging the game. With the achievements, we figured out that if we left it to the first person to do it, we had left it the first person to do it early on. And man, people were, by the time, as soon as we announced the beat, we had like
Sunrise. Yeah, they were on it, bro.
Wow. You made an achievement for first to finish.
Because we had the achievement set to first to do it. Yeah. So and then we would get quite frankly anything. We would get like it wouldn't even hardly be rap. You know what I'm saying? They'd be like, I was just the first to do it. You know what I'm saying?
I think we had a conversation about it. Like, come on, man, don't send a steak up on the trash can, my G. Like, what are you doing?
Come on, what y'all doing?
Put shit on the plate, man. Send it to me.
But you fix one issue and then another two pop up. You know what I mean? And it's just a constant feedback loop where you're just trying to then improve things, make people kind of like just work better, quicker, and more together. So you're always trying to fix things, but of course it's a balance between quality and quantity and speed and timing, and you know what I mean. So and the interesting thing is because we're making music competitive, it's like we're now giving a sports schedule to music where it's like, well, you got to have your thing done for now and you can't be delaying the album. This is when it's due. You know what I mean? This is like, it's a game. You have a game today. You can't call in sick and say, I want to play the game tomorrow. Michael Jordan, you have to play sick.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
The real GOAT, nigga.
You cancel the show. You know,
Yeah,
the music,
man.
you push the album back. So, but so it's like trying to just, you know, we're fusing these two worlds and we're taking the good from both and making something, you know, special.
Yeah. Tell me about the game that's happening right now. Tell me about the game that's happening right now.
Yes, sir.
You know, this is, let me say, before you tell me,
Yeah.
you know, this is very interesting to us. You know what I'm saying? Because two of the alphas are playing the game right now.
I was gonna say.
Yeah,
And on two different teams, right? Raka
and they're
Lamont.
on different teams, which is also very interesting to us. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my man Show Rock, aka Money, the winner of the Tiger tournament. Yes, and then we have the incomparable Zach Loss from season 1. You know what I'm saying?
What a
top of the food chain.
It's amazing,
bro. His sword is sharp. Anyway, how is it going? Tell me how the games are going right now. Yeah,
as you know, working on things behind the scenes, trying to just level up before we come back with something, because you know you get limited attention from these guys, and we've done it so many times, and we want to make sure that they feel like, okay, this is leveling up. This is worth, you know, but and they're here. It's great to see that they're still here. Sometimes it's difficult to bring everyone together, and I would say for this game, what I'm most proud of is that between the 8 guys, there was a lot of guys that had gone MIA at different times, and so just even trying to put this game together was kind of like one of those, like what I was calling like an impossible feat, where I'm like, I'm gonna go for this, and let's, you know, mission impossible, let's try to make this happen. And funny enough, actually, it was coming off the I'd done the game at my wedding. We did the first live game at my wedding. And so
I was going to ask you about that too. Ekim Reinal, you was going to ask him about it. I told you he did something.
Yeah, he told me that. I
Anyway.
said, for real? He was like, yeah. I said, oh my God, I got to hear.
We're going to ask you about that, but keep going.
So I'll come back to that.
But, we'll come back to that,
Yeah, 100%. But so to like, you know, just to be able to get these 8 artists for this game was something that was really just so meaningful to us, really special, and let us really like, it's okay, we got a chance now, like we can't fuck this up. We've got to really make the most of this, make it look as good as we can make it, be smooth for the artists, easy, nothing changing. What I got in trouble with in the IGL season was I you know, I'm always trying to fix things, but to a fault sometimes, and I made a rule change during the season, and because everyone was so serious about it this time around, that did not fly with people, and you know, so I gave myself a challenge there. But you learn again, and I learned like that. Now I have a board in place. We've got, you know, you never make the same mistake twice. Just wanting to do it as well as we could in a way that was like, that the artists feel like, whoa, okay. They went away and were working, and they wanted to bring it back properly.
No doubt.
The biggest feat was like, you know, getting these guys, and then we'd approached like 12 artists, and then hoping we'd have some excess, or you know, or like maybe not everyone's gonna say yes. The 12 said yes, and so we had to figure out a way to you know, to make we had a Fatal 4 to open it.
Oh,
which is our original game format.
Okay, now that makes sense. So you wanted to get 8, and you kind of said everybody might not say yes, and so I'll get 8. But everybody said yes, and so you did a kind of special that's the 1 by 1 by 1 by 1 joint, right?
Yeah, I saw that.
Exactly.
Ooh, that's cool. Yeah, I like that.
The original game format was the 1-on-1, and it was like, you know, because, you know, again, a good problem to have, but because all 12 were in, it was like, well, we gotta make sure that all 12 are playing in games, and let's split this up into 2 games. Let's do the original game format for the anniversary, and let's do the 4-on-4. So that's how it went down, and I think that the Fatal 4 was very well matched. I really liked how they came together, and then for the game, it really felt like an Elite 8 where there was no weak piece, where anywhere we looked in that lineup, it's like, oh shit.
Not at all.
You know what I mean?
Not at all. Everybody's coming with it. Yeah. Pause.
Right.
That's right.
Yeah,
we are playing pause. I forgot. Yeah. I almost forgot. But yeah.
Graphics leveling up, and now with AI and the things that you can kind of do there and stuff.
I completely understand.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
But then you know, mixing that with artists, of course, nothing, you know, AI for them, but just like the vision of having like that top kind of caliber of artists with like the vision just looking like how we picture it, you know.
How it should, yeah.
Yeah, exactly how it should. That's what made it really special. You want the game to be so evenly matched that you can argue it forever, and you'll genuinely have people like, you know, like the 6 and the 9 when you're looking at it from 2 different sides where like both are right. and where you could genuinely, which is what ended up happening with the judges, they went 4-3, but you get a million different panels saying a million different things, but I'm sure they'll all be close, because how can you say like, what Tholu and them did on that team, but then when you think about what Lost and Boston and all of it, like all of it.
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah.
Hey, so, it's hard to judge. We know.
And I like that shit. I like it when it's like that.
I love when it's like that, though. That's how it's supposed to be. You know what I'm saying?
We used to be behind the scenes arguing. We have our choice and stuff.
Yeah. Are you crazy? Did you hear what he said? He said such and such.
Be like,
and we had so many arguments back and forth.
I felt that, but you be with this though, and you be like, yeah. And then Mama be like, well, such, and Sharvin be like, such, and
don't forget this. Right. We be right back to square one.
At a stalemate, you know what I'm saying?
And that's when you have lightning in a bottle. That's when it really is exciting, because it genuinely keeps a spark going that almost never dies. When you bring that conversation back, you could be like, yeah, I see that from that, but again, because of this and that, and you'll be, like you said, back to square one. So I think that's the most exciting, and where it differs from other sports, our lyrical sports that we've created, is that it's like, if you want 3-2, or you want, let's say, 198 in basketball, you want 198, barring some kind of mistakes from refs or whatever, but that's the score. But four bar or on the Dominion platform, it's like, if you get different judges, you have different scores, and that's, I kind of like that too. Yeah. It's like you can really argue it to death.
I know people don't particularly like this analogy, but it fits. It's like figure skating, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's basically what it is. It's really like figure skating, because
the artistic score.
Right. I'm judging, and here's the thing: you judging the best who do it. That's what they got to remember. You know what I'm saying? They forget that sometimes they don't know that. Remember in season 2 of the Apex season, people were so confused. They were trying to figure out. I finally said, look, fellas, it don't matter. I said, it doesn't matter if you win or if some other dope artist wins. I said, think of it like this. Ted DiBiase did not win the Intercontinental belt every week. He didn't win every week. Ric Flair was not the world champion every week. I said, but he was on television every week. I said, that's what you need to. You guys are you are the $1 Million Man. You're Jake the Snake. So what? You don't win this week. Big deal. And then they got it. You know what I'm saying?
All winning by doing this.
You're all winning, right?
You know what I mean? And that's what it has to be. It's got to be mutual wins for all of us. That's what motivates us all to come together and do it. But it's like, when you have, what was I going to say, that if you have, it's like the fact that like this guy's sharpening your pen. You know what I mean? That's the win. And that, like you said, that you're on TV, you're being televised to do that and being part of the game. Like I think those are the wins.
You part of the game. So what, you tapped out this week, or so what? He body slammed this week. Big deal. You know what I'm saying? You right back on the court. You right back on the mat next week. You know what I mean? And so 100%. And then I said, we're putting you up on the pedestal, on a platform. You know what I'm saying? Use it to your advantage. We're gonna talk about you. We want to talk about what you're doing, what you're working on at the end of the day.
They got that Mayweather syndrome. They don't want to take the L, man. And it ain't even a real. It ain't even the L. It's almost like
it ain't even a real L.
It's it's friends just kind of, like you said, sharpening your swords and shit like that. Like, you're not going to win them all. And there's some cats that probably can come through to smash everything. But all it takes is just one stumble, you just not thinking what you're saying, and somebody come in and swoop that. You're always on your toes with this shit, especially when you that dude that everybody trying to kill.
Hey, the right beat come along, the right idea, the right concept come along. Yeah. Anybody can be the best. You know what I'm saying? Like, if the right beat come along, I figured out some scheme, some pattern that ain't nobody figured out, or you know what I mean? Or I'm flipping something, and you just like, wow. You know what I'm saying? Like, that could be me this week. That could be Show Rock.
You
know what I'm saying? Like, what's wrong with that? You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing wrong with that. The fact that I can even compete at the level is what matters. You know what I'm saying?
That's it. And we forget that sometimes, you know. And at the end of the day, no matter what game you're playing, you know, or if you're playing, you know, in the NFL, you're making millions of dollars. You're playing
still
for a local team. Player, right? Yeah, exactly. Or if you're playing for a local team, it's like you're playing. You get to play the game. That is the gift, right? At the end of the day. So.
Yeah. But as athletes, I know it's hard to kind of, you know,
especially
as
athletes. Totally, and especially because we're working our hardest to make a game that feels so competitive and so real.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
At the end of the day, we're all, you know, anything that exists, any game that's been put in place is a creation from the minds of humans.
Yeah,
you know? So,
I totally understand what you're saying.
But we're making this game to be something that like gets them hyped up, but at the same time telling them, okay, but to a certain point, but then you have to be able to step out of the dream and be like, okay, but we're good. It's still, it's moving in the right direction. It's positive.
Yeah.
We're all winning. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was just going to say, because I shouted out the players on the Bros, but I want to shout out also Lab, Shorrock, and A-Rob, who played with Solu, because I shouted out the other players before. So just, if you were to cut it together, I'm just adding that now.
Yeah. Shout out to all the players in the game.
Everybody.
You know what I mean? Shout out to all the players in the game. Hey, it's some stiff competition over there. Pause again. Yeah, there's some real competitors over there right now, man. So what's next, like for the platform for 4Bar? Like what's happening next for 4Bar, man?
I mean, a couple things. While working behind the scenes, and I'm trying to really just build content that we could use to try to approach, you know, people again with what we talked about before, getting things to the next level, and see what other platforms we can involve or where we could take it. I mean, for me, the excitement of just having guys play the game and play at this level. So I'd like to see if we can continue. I'm trying to do it with really the minimal amount, like trying to just keep the strong core group and just get into a rhythm, trying to build momentum on just like,
he knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing, ladies and gentlemen. Keep talking. Keep talking. I am amazed. Keep talking.
Keep going,
bro.
Yo. Keep going,
You're saying
Yosh.
all the right shit, bro. I'm telling you. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I appreciate it, my man. I think after years of doing this, you know, you just have to start to you realize you can't
figure it out.
go in a million different places, and you just keep sharpening that stone until it's polished. You know, that really would be my focus when it comes to the community, is doing our part. You know, you got, like you said, we've got all these platforms doing incredible things. I don't have to do too much. What we're doing is what we're doing, and we fit within an ecosystem that's also pushing along. So, you know, just do what we can and what we're able to sustain, and then let the rest figure itself out, and we all just continue to build all together.
Yeah, man.
Well, you sound like you done had the same think tank sessions that we done had, bro. You y'all two got some telepathy or some shit going on over here.
Yeah. I'm telling you, we're very aligned on how we kind of think, you know, these platforms can go. And I think, you know, I think, like I said earlier, man, it's room for all of us, man. You know what I mean? I don't think we're stepping on each other's toes in any way. You know what I'm saying? I absolutely enjoy seeing the artists basically say, hey, I'm gonna go play tennis over here. Now I'm gonna go play football. Now I'm gonna go play such and such. Like, and seeing, you know, how they perform in each arena. You know what I mean? I think it's dope.
I agree, and I think that it's great that, again, this mindset is necessary, where it's like, you know, Zach Lost, he originated on Dominion, but it's like, it's cool that he's here now, and then he'll go back and he'll, you know what I mean? And he'll play tennis now, he'll play, you know, play the different sports. So I think that that's what it has to be, and it's just, that's how the community strengthens, you know?
I hope everybody is as open-minded as us about this, man, but I'm telling you, man, we can do a lot more shit as one, man.
It's all about the unity.
You know, just a message to everybody, man, because we gonna support you. You know what I'm saying? We love you. We want to keep it going, man. So I think on that.
That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? And I'm faithful that it'll be reciprocated whenever we do something, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, they'll look, and that's what it ultimately is about, man. How can we help each other? You know what I mean? If we got a way to promote what you're doing on it's a win-win. Like, we get content, you get content. What the hell? Why would any of us frown on that?
100% it. And
that's it, man.
And I love this. You know? And I think that these conversations are necessary, and this is what makes up the game. It's the games, and then it's the talk around it. You need both parts, you know? And I think that was something like early on, I think, you know, we had the games going, but we put all our energy into that, and it was just like, okay, so we're doing like a few games a week, and or like games and Fatal Fours and one-on-ones and stuff like that. We were doing something called King's Court back in the day, where it was like one would stay and whatever, like so it was like just doing different things. But I think now it's like an understanding that there has to be the games, and there has to be as much focus on the judgment, the analysis, and the stuff that comes around it. And I'm looking at you guys, and you guys are doing it totally professionally with the mics, with the studio and everything. So kudos to you guys. And 100%.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. We're trying to elevate too, like giving different looks to these artists. You know what I'm saying? Not every artist is like being competitive all the time. So I felt, I'd like for these artists who freely give to our platform, I like to then turn around and allow them the opportunity to say, come check out my stuff, come buy my album, you know what I mean? And it's already, and if you already rock with him in terms of his or her submissions, you know what I'm saying, then you're obviously gonna like this person's music. So it's also introducing people to artists through these competitions.
Oh, totally.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, it's a great showcasing platform, and that it does that no matter what, so.
No matter what, Well, look, man, we've been chopping it up for about an hour, man. Listen, I appreciate the time, man. I know you got bigger and better things to do, you know what I'm saying? But
I wouldn't say that, man. This is the goal. This is where ideas are formed, and this is love the stuff,
Focus man, That's like a focus man there, boy.
Listen, we definitely got to connect and figure out what can we do together. But first, there's something I know we can do together and have a meeting of the, so I think I can get High Sunday. I can get D-Cure. I think we can get the Barkeepers. I can talk to Stray. You know what I'm saying? There's a couple other platforms that I'm not like. Where is is CZ Wonder still around? Do you remember CZ?
CZ, the producer, right?
Yeah, he had like a challenge that he was doing when us and Barkeepers started it. The CZ Wonder, the CZ challenge. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to CZ Wonder if he's out there. I was just wondering because I remember he was around, and then there was another one called like Boom Bap Rap Off or something. You remember them? Like I'm going back a little bit. I'm going back. These COVID days now.
Yeah. Wait, there was like a battle. There's a battle league too that I'm thinking of.
I know Boom Bap Rap Off or something.
But I don't know if they're around.
The mainstays, I still would say are Dominion, 4-Bar, Barkeepers, and Straight 16.
That's what I would say. It's the big four. To me, I've always seen it like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I would love to get all us together and really have a meta discussion. You know what I mean?
Well, you know that I'm in. I'm most definitely in. Yeah. So, whenever you want to have that conversation, like I said, would love to come on your platform and do it the way you want to do it. However, makes sense with your vision. That. I'm here for it all. So that's dope. And really appreciate you guys reaching out for this conversation. And I'm really glad we got to talk. I want to answer also, because I know you guys want to ask me about the wedding game. So if you
I forgot. Yes, that's what I was supposed to ask you about. Yes. I know a little bit because I followed it a little bit, but tell what happened at the wedding game.
Long story short on that, and again, it's like, there's always a way. And so we were planning this game in Atlanta. We were going to do it at this like indoor court. We were working with somebody out there. Anyway, it fell through, unfortunately, but I had this in mind that I really wanted to do like the first in-person game during the summer. We had done a live 4-bar cipher like back in the day at Washington Square Park. But I was like, this summer, like, I really want to do this. Unfortunately, it was like, just things didn't work out. And I was like, and now my wedding's coming and I'm not going to have time to do it this summer. And then I was like, wait a second. I had just gone to I was at my uncle's wedding, and there was like a month till mine. And I was like, it's not the first time I had this thought about like a wedding game, but I was like, what if, we have the camera equipment, we've got the location, a location that I'll never be able to book something that expensive for a game without like, investment.
I know that's right. Yeah.
You have the whole audience of two birds of one stone. You have the whole audience of people in their suits. And so I said, look, it's primed to be a great place. Now I got to figure out how do I didn't have the relationship with like artists in Montreal the way I did with the community online, funny enough. And then I had to, of course, ask the missus, the wife, which is
that's going to be my next question. I'm like, how did you get this past the missus, man? You gonna do what? Nah. You can say that after, like, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, how did you do that? Oh my God.
Yeah, so that meant a lot to me, and it's like, wow, okay, this she's right for me. She's
I know that's right.
You got you something special, brother.
No, it's all good. She would have still been right for me, but it was really just it was something that meant a lot that she let it happen, and so I wanted to make sure that I did it in a way that didn't take advantage or take away from the moment that I still wanted to be hers. So I said to myself, okay, well, first of all, if I could do it like at 10 p.m. or a time when like everyone's done, the night's done, we've done the speeches, now we're just like dancing to Drake and Michael Jackson and shit. Like that was like the time to me where it's like, okay, that's like entertainment now, the night's over, I could play there, And then and then the other thing was like, instead of having it just be a random game, which is like sort of really just like a display of like the 4-bar concept, I'm like, what if we can really nail down a concept that ties it to the wedding, So what kept coming back to me was like vows as the topic, and I was like, something hitting me hard about vows. And so I ended up going to this producer's place in Montreal. Shout out Merker, and my boy Mervs, who's actually he won the hook competition in our IGL season. But he had told me, I was looking for artists, and he's like, talk to Merker, and that was a big thing. Having a producer that sat in the middle that has a studio and has all these artists, he was able to set it up and help get the artists. I went to his place. I told him, look, I want like a wedding sample for a beat. We looked at one and we hit the next one, which is like the Paco Bell Canon in D. So it had that, that feel. And now we have to make sure we have enough mics. I've never done like a live event where you need at least 4 or 5, 5 mics at least. And the players have to show up, and all these things that have to work out. I have to focus on the wedding. So that's why when I was saying before, like the impossible game, to me, this one was like the toughest one I'll ever have to pull off, was getting it done at the wedding. You know what I mean?
Wow.
It was a beautiful thing to see it in person. We had the uniforms of the Habs and the Expos, or 2 Montreal teams, put them against each other.
Achievement unlocked, bro. For real, bro. Dang, achievement unlocked, man.
Appreciate
you
guys.
You pulled that off, bro.
Wow.
And
it could have easily not, it could have easily not worked, but I just believe in this, if you run full speed at the wall, that's when it'll, in the last second, it melts away. But you have to keep going and you have to believe. You have to keep believing while you're running full speed. Like, you're at the end and you're like, are we sure the wall's gonna move?
Right. Do I need to brace for this or what? I'm going through. Yeah.
Exactly.
Kool-Aid man.
Yeah, exactly. That's how it all came together. And if we were able to do that, then okay, maybe we could do this. And if we could do this, maybe we could do that. And
that's right.
You build it brick by brick. You build it from the ground up. And I know I'm talking to people that are doing the exact same thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get to.
We're gonna have to get together in the physical also, man. We're gonna have to figure that out too eventually, man. So
that's 100%, bro.
We definitely need to get together in the physical for sure.
Wait, you're not in New York right now, right? Are you gonna be making your way to New
York? we in North Carolina.
North Carolina, I love that.
I'm in.
Yeah, we down
where
here.
Exactly?
He's in Tampa.
I'm from North Carolina, but I live in Tampa.
He right.
He
live in Tampa.
Well, you said 30-year friendship, so
yeah,
that you guys from
NC
I've been knowing this guy a very long
long
time. Yeah, we connected through NC State. That's basically
Bison out here with me. You know what I'm saying? That's my man.
And so is Stray actually. Stray's in Tampa too with his brother, 45.
I ain't know Stray was in Tampa, bro.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he was in New York, and now he's in Tampa. The New York Twins.
Reinal. I did not know Stray was in Tampa. Yo,
I'm out here, fam.
Reach out, man. Yeah,
we out here.
Yeah. That's why I say we gotta get together a bunch of like I know Blanchou and Cineas and a couple other people are in ATL. So maybe I don't know. Maybe I don't know if ATL is like the grand mecca or something like we all can descend on some place. I don't know. We got some stuff we're gonna be doing locally too.
One thing that I thought was crazy, which was we had all the artists in the same studio before the game recording their verses together. So you got this whole element of collaboration in the teams. It really felt even more team-like, you know what I mean? So there are definite things that are cool about the online, where you can have like someone from North Carolina playing with someone from Tampa on the team, but then there's also things that like are cool about the in-person. So I think if when you're working with both or use elements from both. You know what I mean? Like if you were doing a
Yeah.
live panel, so let's say you had then people from North Carolina around you, and then that filming that looks super dope. But then you cut away to the reporter in Tampa. You know what I mean? You'll think of a million different things, but that was just one thing I noticed when starting to also work more at home, was like, oh, this is cool because there's things that I can't do in the community
that you can't do. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, we're trying to determine what works best for us to do locally and what works best for us to do online. And I think this podcast is perfect for something else to do online. But we got other stuff that we're gonna try to do in person. So yeah, stay tuned.
Hey, I can't wait to hear more about that.
Stay tuned for that. But
100% will be. And no, man, we, again, no matter where we go, I know like in Dominion's behind the scenes, I know you guys are still here. It's always going to be the platforms, and these are the families, and we take the time that we need to build the things that we're building, because there's a bigger vision, there's a bigger thing going on, and it's special to be a part of it, to all be, the founding fathers of this next.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it does feel good, yeah.
The last thing I'm going to say is I think it's an amazing time, bro. I honestly think we have a wonderful opportunity ahead of us. And this is what I mean. I think music is just changing. It's just changing to the point where you're really going to have to go grab your audience. You're going to have to go find your audience and go grab them and go get them and say, hey, did the music you like? Yeah, I make it. I'm over here. You know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna have to do that. You know what I'm saying? And it's through organic platforms like this where people are gonna begin to like discover who they. Because I don't know how much we're gonna be able to trust mainstream. They selling us all kind of crap, man. I think people are getting smart and they're just like, yo, I'm just gonna go look for the people that I like. You know what I'm saying? And so I think all of us have an opportunity to really like show people in a very unique way, whether it's in a game of some kind or whatever. We show them what our talent is, you know what I'm saying? They see it and then they follow us, and then that's how we get, as opposed to trying to make a splash or ocean. You know what I'm saying? Like
right. We'll bring the ocean to us. Like you just bring the drops.
We're gonna bring the ocean to you. Basically. That's basically it. That's what we're trying to do. I'm sure that's what you're trying to do. So that's why we gotta Wonder Twins activate sometime, man. So
sorry, we're gonna what? Let me start last thing.
Wonder Twin. I'm an old Hanna-Barbera cartoon guy. I said Wonder Twins activate. I don't know if you remember.
In form of
Wonder Twins activate.
Such a
form of water, shape of Go look at one.
That's throwback.
If you don't know,
Cartoon Network, USA Cartoon Network, and all that shit.
Wonder Twins. I'm writing it down right now.
AKA join forces. That's all I mean.
Right, exactly. I think everything is trending in the right direction. I think that everything else is just organically working itself out. The relationships are getting stronger. The platforms are getting stronger. The branding is getting stronger. The games are getting stronger. So it's just now like, meeting, it's like while the train is going, it's like, how do we meet the right people or the right distribution or platforms that we can then take with us to just have it go exponentially,
That's it. That's what we got to figure out. With that, man, I'm going to say, hey, peace. We're definitely watching. The Observatory is watching. The Kingdom is watching. Hey, we're gonna see how the 4-bar games turn out, man.
We got the results for the last one. We put the results up, and it was a 4-3 game. I won't say who won, but you guys you'll see.
Stay tuned.
Check it out.
Check it out.
Stay tuned.
And then we've got the MVP one-on-one today that we dropped tonight, and it's between Ansolu and Zach Lost. So
appreciate you plugging your stuff, man. Plug your stuff, man. You good?
There you go.
It's a mixed thing too, because that's Zach Lost. That's your guy. So
exactly. Hey, we just it's so funny. We literally just chopped it up with Ansolu. You know what I'm saying? And
love the guy.
That like he never. Hey, shout out to Ansolu. We hadn't had a chance to actually have him participate in any of our stuff yet. He's participated in 4-bar. He's participated in Barkeepers, but he hadn't had a chance to participate.
He's coming.
So that's why I say it's interesting to watch these games to see some of the Dominion artists do their thing.
100%.
We'll see how it goes tonight. Yeah.
Hey, well, Ekim, an amazing first conversation. Feels like we've talked forever.
Right, man.
This is definitely the beginning of bigger and greater things, and I'm looking forward to it with you guys and with our community.
Appreciate you, man. Yeah,
man.
Likewise, man.
All right, bro.
Peace.
We out.
the Observatory would like to thank you for tuning in to this episode of the Dominion podcast. A special thank you goes out to our guests. We are grateful for your participation in the movement. Keep in mind that the views and opinions expressed on the Dominion podcast are not necessarily the views and opinions of our sponsors. If you enjoyed this episode of the Dominion, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the Dominion on your favorite podcasting platform. Finally, stay ahead of the curve and subscribe to the Dominion by visiting us at dominionhiphop.com. This has been a Quake Mob Music Group production for the Kingdom.